Hello and welcome to this midweek edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Theodore Henry. On the pages today, creating an inclusive society through sport. And later, how you can ensure everyone gets a taste of Christmas. You don't want to miss out on a thing. Stay with us. The magazine starts unfolding with the news.
Fever, rash, joint pain and red eyes. All common signs of the Zika virus or ZIKV. Symptoms are usually mild, lasting anywhere from a few days to a week. Jamaica has no Zika cases, but if it gets here, it would only be transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquito. Don't give Zika a chance. Prevent the breeding of these pesky mosquitoes.
The use of oil, cooking oil, a little tip of cooking oil poured on the surface of the water suffocates the larvae and prevents them hatching out. So persons can do that.
Good day, I'm Tamara McHale and this is your GIS News for Wednesday, December 9. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller is calling on stakeholders in the tourism industry to help government develop and diversify the island's tourism mix to include cultural tourism. Mrs. Simpson Miller says tourism interests need to harness the possibilities available in the country's various heritage sites. She points to examples such as Port Royal Sunken City, Falmouth's Georgian architecture, and the Blue and John Crow Mountains, which has been inscribed on the World Heritage Sites list.
We must find a way to include this mystical, intangible aspect of our culture in our tourism sales and marketing packages.
Mrs. Simpson Miller was speaking on the weekend at the 14th Annual Travel Agents Award function held at the Sandals White House. She used the opportunity to thank travel agents for their contribution to the 5.5% increase in visitor arrivals between January and September of this year. Agriculture Minister Derek Kelly says training, employment and increased economic activity are being realized through cassava farms under Red Stripe's Project Grow.
Project Grow is of special significance to us at the ministry as it demonstrates what can be achieved through public-private sector collaboration and is an example of how we can successfully implement economic projects. In addition, it also reinforces our belief that opportunities do abound in the agricultural sector.
Minister Kelly was speaking Monday as he opened Red Stripe's Wallen Cassava Farm Office and Farmhouse in Linstead, St. Catherine. Under Project Grow, Red Stripe aims to produce its beer with 20% locally grown cassava. Since the start of the project 2 years ago, government has leased 280 acres of land to Red Stripe for the growing of cassava. The Jamaica Customs Agency is reporting that it has surpassed its revenue target for the April 1 to November 30 period by 13%. The agency collected revenues amounting to $119.26 billion for the period. The original target set by the Ministry of Finance and Planning was $105.2 billion. At a recent press conference, Commissioner Major Richard Rees said the year-on-year revenue collection recorded growth of $17.6 billion, up from $101.708 billion in 2014. Major Rees says the increased collections are attributed to a realignment of the agency's strategies. He says petroleum products, motor vehicles, and cigarettes contributed to the revenue performance. The Breadnut Hill Primary School in St. Ann has received over $79,000 in donation from the Japanese government for major infrastructural upgrades.
Here at Breadnut Hill Primary School, the foundation for the success will be well laid for every boy and girl student. They will benefit from the renovated school facility. In this regard, we are happy to provide a comfortable learning and teaching environment.
Contract signing for the work took place last Friday with Education Minister Reverend Ronald Thwaites and Youth Minister Lisa Hanna.
This is just the kind of assistance that we need. And it is a special partnership with the Ministry of Education because we can't easily find the money to do perimeter fencing and paving of schoolyards. But if we can get help from abroad, then we love to put their mickle with our muckle.
The funding was made available as part of the Embassy of Japan's grassroots human security project. Also in St. Anne, 31 children from Freehill are now benefiting from a new basic school built by Food for the Poor. A Jamaica 50 legacy project, the Freehill Basic School was opened recently by Education Minister Reverend Ronald Thwaites. He underscored the importance of early childhood education.
This is a period from age 3, indeed from birth right up to age 8, when their brains are developing, when their personalities are being formed, and when their future is being determined. And therefore the quality of education at the early childhood level is of extreme importance.
The company's Office of Jamaica says it has had to suspend its express services for the next 3 to 4 weeks. Persons registering companies and businesses will, however, still be able to access the agency's regular 5 to 7 day turnaround time. Deputy Chief Executive Officer at the COJ, Shelley Leon, has apologized for the disruption in the express services. She says the agency and the Tax Administration of Jamaica are working hard to implement the necessary system adjustments in the shortest possible time. To continue facilitating registration, the COJ is asking customers to present their TRN or driver's license when conducting business. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Tamara McHale. Thank you for watching.
The Petra Caribe Development Fund has been helping to transform the Jamaican landscape for over 9 years, expanding our roadways, modernizing our airports, facilitating the creation of jobs and providing academic scholarships, reshaping communities and improving sanitation facilities. The Petra Caribe Development Fund, moving beyond energy security. To find out more about the fund, call 960-9110 or visit their website, petracaribejm.org.
The government is ensuring that individuals with disabilities are able to use their talents and abilities to contribute to national development. In our next feature, we look at the framework being put in place to make certain these exceptional individuals don't miss out on any opportunity, whether locally or internationally.
They may look and act differently than what most people consider to be normal. But with social inclusion and protection being a strategic priority of government, the Portia Simpson Miller administration is working on a number of programs to help members of the disabled community achieve their full potential in all aspects of life. One such area is sport.
We're champion now. We are champion now.
In the 2014-2015 fiscal year, as part of its mandate to achieve strategic priority number 5, government took a significant step towards improving the sporting infrastructure for Special Olympians, those individuals with intellectual or physical disabilities. Through a public-private partnership, Jamaica's first ever Special Olympics basketball court and sports complex, a state-of-the-art facility, was officially opened in March 2015. It was funded by the Digicel Foundation at a cost of $8 million and is located next to the National Indoor Sports Complex at Independence Park Limited in St. Andrew, a company owned and operated by the government. The basketball court and sports complex will facilitate the training of over 4,300 registered Special Olympic athletes all across the island.
We are proud of our Special Olympians who continue to forge ahead by breaking down barriers and reminding the world that there is no need to focus on their disabilities. Rather, it's about focusing on their tremendous abilities and the passion with which they take on the world.
As government acts on its strategic priority of social inclusion and protection, it also partnered with international experts to improve the facilities available for training Special Olympians. That mandate was clearly outlined in the National Sports Policy.
And that is promoting and facilitating corporate sponsorship, public-private partnership to ensure the growth and the development of sport, and the provision of access to well-equipped, appropriate, safe indoor and outdoor facilities in order to create the ideal physical environment for the development of sport.
And so the National Basketball Association in the United States donated basketball equipment for the court. NBA representative and retired basketballer Rick Fox and Jamaica's sprint sensation Usain Bolt were on hand to witness the official opening of the Special Olympics basketball court and sports complex.
No praise can be too great for Minister Natalie Nita Headley, who walked these grounds intent on finding the best spot for our special needs court. And voila, this is perfect.
Today brings us closer, one step closer, to providing the opportunities for them to use their abilities to shine for the whole nation, and to removing the stigma and injustice often associated with those in the Special Olympic movement.
Thank you for making sure that we got this prime venue to showcase our talent.
The government of Jamaica actively pursuing plans to achieve strategic priority number 5, social inclusion and protection. Through public-private partnerships, it's improving the sporting infrastructure for those participating in the Special Olympics.
Champion, 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 champion,
In 2001, the Planning Institute of Jamaica hosted the first Dialogue for Development lecture series. Now, this initiative brings together researchers, government and non-government representatives, the diplomatic corps, students and the public to assess the development issues affecting Jamaica. In 2015, the conversation continued with an evaluation of the National Development Plan, Vision 2030 Jamaica. In the next feature, we share with you excerpts from some of the presentations.
We calling on youth, every man and woman, come join in.
It's the 60th anniversary of the planning function in Jamaica. We're doing this in the context of what has come to be generally broad acceptance of Vision 2030. In fact, I'm amazed at how many people know about making Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. I would want this dialogue to go beyond merely reaffirmation to actually trying to extract some lessons in terms of how can we make things more effective, how can we get things done, how can we make things work, because if nothing else, it is necessary to maintain the social cohesion for the preservation of the vision.
2015 is a landmark year in development around the world on 2 counts. It marks the end of the Millennium Development Goals, and it launches their successors, the Sustainable Development Goals, which the world has now committed to attain by 2030. Jamaica's National Development Plan, Vision 2030, has a target date which coincides exactly with that of the new SDGs. And the expanded focus provided by the SDGs is fully in keeping with the multidimensional, multi-sectoral approach of Vision 2030.
Vision 2030, Jamaica plan. When we achieve it, it will be worth it. A lot more benefits for each and every one. We're going to show the world we are more than sea and sand. Through Vision 2030, Jamaica plan.
The greatest threat to our attainment of this vision has been the public debt. We embarked upon a program, a national economic reform program, which had as its objective the reduction of the debt, the improvement of our fiscal accounts, the restructuring of the debt, and a whole slew of other measures aimed at improving efficiencies.
The path that Colombia has followed seems to give valuable lessons to the path that Jamaica is trying to follow. As those first changes take place, that helps boost the spirit of people. And people, when having a different mindset of their own, of their present and of their future, that will sparkle a lot of ideas, that would sparkle a lot of energy that is required to have Vision 2030 in the case of Jamaica achieved. You have to inform and you have to empower citizens. Empowered and informed citizens help to reinforce the implementation of the vision. Partnerships with the private, with the social, with the research and academia sectors are vital. We are in the knowledge economy, and if something needs to be done, is to increase the amount of knowledge that policymakers have, that private companies have, that students have, in order to be capable of prospering or competing in this global economy. Youth involvement plays a crucial role. Why youth? Because they are the ones that are going to join, they are the ones that are going to create, or they're the ones that are going to reform the current institutions and organizations that define development. Many of these vision initiatives do take place in offices of planning institutions, but they come to life on the streets. They come to life on schools. They come to life in companies. They come to life in civic centers. And civic centers, schools, companies are basically populated by our young generations. So we need to infuse in them the view that what we're doing is not for them, is with them and through them that many of these elements will take place.
We calling all youth, every man and woman, come join in. Vision 2030, Jamaica plan. When we achieve it, it will be worth it. A lot more benefits for each and every one. We're going to show the world we are more than sea and sand. Through Vision 2030, Jamaica plan.
One of the first things I'd like to highlight is the fact that around the home you want to avoid leaving items or equipment and tools that can be accessed by criminals. So you want to ensure that those items are properly stored away and not easily accessed by strangers coming around your home. Lighting. Persons will argue that not everybody can afford to have proper lighting around the home. But, I'm not referring to floodlights, no. Just regular lighting, just lighting that can enhance the visibility of you when you're entering your home or when you're leaving for an extended period of time. So persons can see any strange activity around the home or strange persons around the premises as well. If you can afford, it's always good to install a security system. It assists in investigations conducted by the police. I want to move to safety around the home, but when you're approaching your home, because we have seen a trend in the last months or so of persons being attacked when they're approaching home. And that is the time when persons believe that they are safest. So what do? We let our guards down. This is a time when you must be extremely alert. For one, when you are going home, ensure that you have your key at hand, your key to access your home. When you're approaching home, do not be distracted. And using the cellular phones, having the earpieces plugged in the ears, those are major distractions. So we ask for persons to be on the alert. Your eyes should be activated, looking around the environment. Your ears, you should be able to hear what's happening in the environment. If you believe you are being followed, trailed home, then it is best you go to a crowded location. If there's a police station nearby, go to the police station. There's something we call instinct. It never fails us.
Slow down, drivers. You're moving too fast. Listen, we drive the cars. Cars don't drive us. So watch it, huh? Pay attention to the road rules. Don't be a fool, and don't bother with the careless overtaking. Just take your time on our Jamaica road and make we have a nice place. See? This is Taurus Riley, your singer, the recording artist. Help me to save lives.
This might be your Christmas experience, spending time with family and friends, uninhibited merriment combined with delectable food and drink. But there is a flip side to the Christmas reality, where uncertainty, despair, and hunger is constant. This reality is faced by some of the most vulnerable people in our society, the homeless and the indigent. There are instances too where wards of the state are overwhelmed by the lack of or limited family support. But there is a ray of hope, simply because one of the many gifts of the Christmas season is the ability to give. There are many organizations that have made philanthropy their cornerstone, among them the Salvation Army, I Fed One, and the Child Development Agency. And they are inviting you to join them in extending this gift during the Christmas season. The ringing of the bell is their calling card, and the red kettle their signpost. Travel to any supermarket or shopping area during the month of December, and you will see the sharply dressed officers of the Salvation Army soliciting your assistance in the form of money, which in turn will be used to alleviate another's burden.
The Salvation Army continues to be what we call a caring organization who have what we call a holistic approach to Christianity, serving both spirit, soul, and body of an individual.
During the Christmas season, their thrust to cater to the needy is driven through small community projects.
The main thing is providing food hampers for the less fortunate in our communities, and also to help with treats and so on for children in various communities.
And the monetary donations received through their Red Kettle Drive.
The funds received goes towards our Christmas effort and also help us during the year, particularly at this time to purchase food hampers and also provide toys and other we call it health care for persons in various institutions around Jamaica.
I Fed One is an organization driven by volunteers who are committed to providing more than food. They are driven by the desire to have the overall needs of others fulfilled.
The idea is that it is more blessed to give than to receive. So whereas we know that there are persons out there who need the help, we're saying there are persons out there who also want to help. So we actually give them an opportunity to help in that way.
We identify target groups, we create projects to suit those needs, those specific needs, and we solicit support from the general public.
The flagship project organized by I Fed One is their Christmas feeding program, where volunteers take to the streets of the Kingston metropolitan area and Spanish Town on Christmas Day to share with the homeless and indigent a little bit of Christmas feast. Since 2008, the program has catered to over 4,000 individuals with over 100 participating volunteers.
Just out there, just helping someone to have a meal, it's a wonderful feeling.
Although it was Christmas Day, we traditionally spend it with our families. It was just a few hours out of the morning that we sacrificed to share with others who didn't have what we had at home, and to get to appreciate what their needs are. And we learned as well, more to appreciate what we have.
It's very important that we see a need, and that we not only see the need, but we act upon that need that is there. We cannot live for ourselves.
Our children are especially emotionally vulnerable at this time of the year. They have high expectations. Generally, they dwell on thoughts of eating all sorts of delicious food and, of course, getting presents. No one enjoys getting gifts as much as they do. The Child Development Agency, CDA, as the managing body for all government-operated children's homes, ensures that the children who are placed in the care of the government share in the joyous atmosphere of Christmas through an annual Christmas treat. For the children, it is a time for them to reconnect with family, as siblings are often housed in separate homes, and for them to create extended families with new friends.
Christmas is a time of giving and sharing, and children in the homes are looking forward to Christmas as well. And we try to provide that atmosphere where they can feel nurtured and loved, and create that atmosphere similar to any other home. for the children that we have.
The CDA partners with a number of private and public entities to ensure that a complete Christmas package can be provided for the children.
During the season, we have a lot of corporate entities that do come in and provide some form of entertainment and treat for the children in care. But the CDA itself, the management and staff at the facilities, also plan functions and occasions for the children.
The Salvation Army, I Fed One, and the Child Development Agency are on the front line, offering comfort to those who are not able to do so for themselves. Why not join them? You will be providing someone with a greater sense of self-worth. How can you get involved? You can donate toiletries, as simple as that. And if you want to add a touch of color, create individual care packages, complete with books, bags, tin food, and so on. Remember, practice this 9-letter word this Christmas. VOLUNTEER. Volunteer. Contact the organizations using the information on your screen and join the frontline movement. You will never know how your support can open doors and the lives that can be changed until you start giving.
Thank you for joining me for JIS Magazine today. I know you'll do the same tomorrow, right? Until then, keep the link with us on Twitter and Facebook or by checking us out on our website or YouTube channel. I'm Theodore Henry. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.